Hazvina kugadzikana muri Zimbabwe, chabvondoka zvina kumira zvakanaka. Ziyambi atambira tsamba iri kubva kumauto enyika yeZimbabwe. Tsamba iyo iri kumuudza nyaya dzekuti kana vachida kuchinja constitution nabhururu wake Emmerson Mnangagwa ngavaite zvemareferendamu. Zviri kunzi netsamba iyi, wai vari kutya kuita mareferendamu, vari kutya kuita mareferendamu maviri. Vari kurefewa back kuvhidhiyo iri kutenderera yaChipatrick Chinamasa achitaura nyaya yemareferendamu. Naizvozvo ndo tsamba kuuya kwayaita yauya ichitaura kuti kana muchida kuita zvekuchinja temu, zvekuchinja bumbiro remutemo, itaiwo kuti vanhu vakakonzera kuti bumbiro remutemo rivepo muvakonzaute. Ndo zviri kutaurika mutsamba iyoyo. Naizvozvo muri Zimbabwe ndo zvataudzwa kunzi tikuzivisei kuti vakomana vane tsamba yavaendesa kuofisi kwaZiyambi. Yakaendeswa tsamba iyoyo nezuro, kutaura kwazviri kuitwa. Yakaendeswa nezuro tsamba iyoyo kuofisi kwaZiyambi, zvikanzi vaZiyambi, kana zvamuri kuita izvizvi muchifunga kuti zviri pamutemo, hatizode ruzha munyika. Chatiri kuda runyararo, imimi nemukoma wenyu. Itai zvekuti munyika muve nerunyararo, kwete kuita zvinhu zvichakonzeresa hondo. Saka vaZiyambi vakaadvaiswa kunzi kana muchida kuchinja bumbiro remutemo, itai mareferendamu. Ndo according zvatakabata pano. Naizvozvo muri Zimbabwe tinokutendai nekutera kwenyu. Nyaya yatoda kuti tibate izvozvizvi iri kubva kumakomeredzi enyu inyaya yemachiefs, maroo arida kuplacewa machiefs naEmmerson Mnangagwa kana achinge achinja constitution. Ndo nyaya yataurika panapa. Saka ndichakusiyai makateerera ipapa.
Because it's going to be set by an act of parliament, and that is very dangerous. It's going to be set by an act of parliament, and that is very dangerous. And it's very dangerous. Why is that dangerous? Because our parliament, as it stands, right now, it's a ZANU-PF, parliament. So just imagine if they introduce an ordinary bill to detail the code of conduct for the traditional leaders. What are they going to be telling them? What are they going to, to be writing? So by removing that, the risk that was there of politicalization of the leadership of traditional leaders is going to be heightened. And as you know, Kutizo, Isusu, we have got a rural and urban, population. And already the rural population suffer pressure from these, chiefs. And the chiefs, in the way that some of them have carried out their mandate, you'd find, Guti, as a result of their aligning with the ruling party, you're finding that things like land, food aid, there are always things that are provided in exchange for supporting the ruling party. And if that section is removed, again, it's going to weaken the constitutional safeguards. We will not be in a position to be taking them to court like what happened, with Charumbira. Especially where there are issues of citizen, cohesion. So those constitutional safeguards that are laid down in 281 subsection 2, they're going to be weakened. And usually the power belonged to us, the citizens, as it stands right now. The power belongs to us as citizens. And under this clause, that power is going to be shifting to the executive and to the parliament, which is a very dangerous thing. It's very dangerous what they are trying to do. And if you go to clause number 21, you are going to see how cunning these people are and their intentions. They are not noble. What they want to do is very dangerous for our communities. What does the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission do? What is its mandate as it stands right now? We know it was established to be promoting post-conflict justice, healing, and reconciliation. It's there to develop mechanisms for early detection of conflict so that communities remain safe. It's there to facilitate dialogue during times of tension. Is there to address past human rights violations, ladies and gentlemen, Gukura Wundi, 2008, Murabachina, everything. And when necessary, its duty, its job is to recommend institutional reforms. So what they want to do, they don't want to just amend or to change the wording or to put an extra word, but they want to abolish the entire thing, which is part 6 of chapter 12 of our constitution. The entire thing. So what are the consequences of this? It's going to mean that there's no longer going to be a constitutional body that is dedicated to peace building, reconciliation, or even addressing of past violence. Everything that you can think of that needed, or that needs, that body. We are no longer going to be having the body if they get their way. And there's not going to be any independent mechanism for truth telling, conflict resolution, or healing. I know, I know we are in that stage whereby we are not even there in terms of healing. Our people are still in pain because they failed to utilize this body here. So instead, what they want to do is they can choose to create a replacement body, one that is not even functional, or they can choose not to create anything because the constitutional obligation that mandates them to be doing that would have disappeared. That is what we are facing. So, what does it mean for us? There is the potential loss of institutional memory on the things that happened in the past. Gokura Wundi, Muramba China, 2008 violence, and any other unresolved conflicts that you can think of. There's going to be reduced accountability for state and non-state actors. Any national healing efforts are going to be weakened, especially in those areas that were affected by past disturbances, atrocities. And if there's any if there are any conflict related abuses that are going to be taking place, the citizens will lose the platform for reporting. So those are the implications. I don't know whether they are just taking these sections as just abstract legal issues, but to me these are vital because they touch on the issues of land, identity, memory, and the everyday power dynamics that shape how citizens live, how communities live. Because traditional leaders have always been the custodians of the culture, of the land, and community cohesion. And the constitution, the way it was written, I repeat again, it was written again to protect that aspect of neutrality when it comes to the traditional leaders. That protection is going to be removed by clause 20. And their conduct is going to be subjected to ordinary legislation. That is what this means. Abolishing the NPRC, we will not be in a position to be confronting past violence and prevent even future conflict. That body is going